Ukrainian forces conducted a precision strike against a Russian drone team operating in Kursk Oblast, whose explosive unmanned aerial vehicles have been hounding Ukrainian forces in nearby Sumy Oblast, Forbes reports. The Ukrainian General Staff reported that their air force successfully targeted a platoon from Russia's 60th Motor Rifle Brigade in Elizavetovka, a village just across the border. Surveillance footage captured the quick succession of 4 precision munitions, likely American-made small-diameter bombs, launched from a MiG-29 fighter jet, hitting the position. The proximity of the target suggests smaller drone operations. The proximity of the 60th Motor Rifle Brigade's position to the border with Ukraine, just 2 miles, implies the brigade was launching smaller drones from the position. Forbes war correspondent David Axe notes. The timing appears significant, following a massive Russian drone attack on Wednesday night that saw 123 Shahed attack drones launched against multiple Ukrainian regions. The strike represents a shift in Ukrainian tactics, particularly as Russian forces increasingly deploy fiber-optic FPV drones immune to traditional jamming. Ukraine's strategy reflects what Axe describes as an effort to get left of the boom, to borrow a US military term, and defeat Russian drones by targeting their operators. In any event, the Ukrainian attack may be part of a wider Ukrainian effort to get left of the boom, to borrow a US military term, and defeat Russian drones by targeting their operators. This effort is becoming more urgent by the day as the Russians deploy more fiber-optic FPV drones which send and receive signals via long cables rather than radio. This adaptation became crucial after the Ukrainian 95th Air Assault Brigade faced significant challenges from such drones during their recent assault on Berdin in Kursk Oblast. However, the sustainability of these precision strikes depends heavily on Western support. The small diameter bombs used in these operations are manufactured in the United States, and their future supply faces potential political hurdles amid ongoing discussions about military aid conditions and proposed peace negotiations. The 250-pound small diameter bombs can reach targets up to 60 miles away when released from high altitudes, though Ukrainian pilots typically fly low to avoid Russian air defenses, reducing this range. Military analysts expect an increase in similar raids as Ukraine adapts to counter Russia's evolving drone warfare capabilities. The Russian ruling elite fears that Russians will perceive US President Donald Trump as a strong leader capable of changing the situation, while Russian dictator Vladimir Putin will be perceived as a weaker politician. That's why the Kremlin has instructed Russian state and pro-government media to portray the phone call between Trump and Putin as a diplomatic victory for the Kremlin, according to analysts at the US-based Institute for the Study of War, ISW. The Russian outlet Meduza reported that the Kremlin instructed Russian state and pro-government media to cover the February the 12th phone call between Trump and Putin as Putin's initiative and victory, and to mention Trump's name less often in their coverage of the call and other events. The ISW report noted, the Kremlin fears that Russians may begin to perceive Trump as a more decisive and active leader than Putin. For this reason, propaganda outlets have been instructed to emphasize Putin's role as the main initiator of the talks. Previously, the Russian information space portrayed Trump as a pragmatic leader with whom Russia can work. However, the Kremlin may be trying to negatively change the Russian public's perception of Trump in order to highlight Putin's strength and power amid reports of possible future peace talks, ISW analysts noted. Trump announced on February the 12th that he had spoken with Putin and that their first in-person meeting would take place in Saudi Arabia as part of efforts to negotiate an end to Russia's war against Ukraine. The extent of Ukrainian involvement in these talks remain unclear. Chinese officials have proposed arranging a summit between US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. But the idea has been met with skepticism, the Wall Street Journal reported. According to the publication, Beijing made the offer through intermediaries, suggesting a US-Russian summit without Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's participation. The White House declined to confirm whether it had received China's proposal, but dismissed it as not viable at all, according to a US official quoted by the Wall Street Journal.
On the night of February 17th, another drone attack took place at the Ilsk oil refinery in the Krasnodar region of Russia. Local Telegram channels reported this. The impact caused an explosion and a fire. There were no reports of casualties. The facility has a production capacity of 6.5 million tons per year. Russian Telegram channels say that a total of 90 drone attacks and 1 Neptune missile strike were carried out in the region, and the air defense system was activated and repelled the strikes. Krasnodar region governor Veniamin Kondratyev said that the drones fell into a residential area, damaged 12 houses, and injured 2 people.
Слушай!
Идет. Тихо, пацаны. Уже рядом. Рядом. Воу. Давай, зачем?